Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are going thrifting. I thought I would film a little of the drive. The leaves are definitely changing color, but I also feel like it's still really green for this late in the year. But it was still a very pretty drive nonetheless. So today we are going to two Salvation Army stores that we've never been to. Unfortunately, our Salvation Army is closing, and that's how we found out that the same people have like two more stores that are about like a half hour and an hour away from us, so not too far. John was actually dog sitting the day that we went to do this, so we went to check on the dogs, and these dogs were so cute. The little black one's name is Sherman, and the other one's name is Harley, and they're the most well-behaved dogs I think I've ever been around. Just so sweet. So the first store we went to was massive. I thought it was actually 2 stories, but there was nothing upstairs, but the store itself was massive, way bigger than the one here, and like way bigger than the one where we used to live. So I was very excited because the one where we used to live was mainly just clothes, so they didn't really have a whole lot of other things, but this one had a big display of Halloween stuff as soon as you walked in, and I ended up finding something I've been looking for a long time. I really kind of wanted to buy this, but they were just using it like for storage, which is unfortunate. Unfortunately, they did not have anything that was vintage that I could see. I really have never had luck finding vintage Halloween things. Sometimes I do have really good luck at Salvation Army with vintage Christmas. I found some pretty killer things in the past, but so far nothing for Halloween. And then next to it they had kind of a fall display, things that sort of fit into fall theme, I guess, but nothing there piqued my interest. It was sort of farm looking. I don't know, that's just not my style. I thought this apple was interesting. I think it might be like a kitchen timer or something. It was really heavy, but it was just made of plastic. But I had no use or need for anything like that, so I just left it. I thought it was neat they had this display of nothing but teapots. There were so many unique looking ones in there. I don't know if it's because I used to work at a thrift store or I went to school for merchandising, but I have like a big passion for it, and I like when thrift stores do things like that. I used to always try to do that when I worked at the thrift store, but they didn't really like me setting up displays that much because they felt like it was a waste of time, but I don't know. I feel like merchandising has actually a huge impact on how much you sell or how like quickly you can move product, but yeah, it was pretty much a hopeless cause while I was working there. On the drive here, ironically, John and I had been talking about McDonald's toys, like from Happy Meals from back when we were kids, so it was funny that I saw the bag full of them. And then they had a big display of picture frames, but I didn't like any of the ones that were there. They also had this big shelf full of, I guess what you would call like knickknacks. I'm not really into knickknacks too much. I think some of them look cute, but I don't think I could stand to have too many things like that around my house. But this unlocked a memory for me. These were at Claire's when I was in high school. I think maybe like I want to say 1998 or something, and I think I had 2 of these. I might have even had that one, but I hadn't thought about it or seen it like for, almost 25 years. But as soon as I saw it, I instantly recognized it and knew that that's where it was from. And they had a shelf that was half price, and I didn't see anything I wanted, but I did notice this huge like guitar-shaped Avon cologne bottle. I had never actually seen this before, but I instantly knew what it was as soon as I saw it. I swear they had so many. They also had this huge wall full of lamps and lighting. There were so many pretty ones. That really big one, kind of the peachy color, it like goes into the wall. I thought that was really pretty, but I don't have anywhere to put it. But it's funny, I had been talking about these types of lights, I think a couple videos ago, and now I've been seeing them everywhere ever since. So I don't think I will have too hard of a time finding them when we are renovating our bathroom eventually. And of course they had a big music section, so I had to look through the records. I'm just so scared that I'm gonna miss a record that I've been looking for by not looking through them, so I will say that they had these set up in a very inefficient way to look through. I had to just stop recording so I could actually look through them, but I did not find what I was looking for. And then they had a big CD section too that John looked through. They had this huge craft section, which was really neat, and I did get some things from there. I wasn't even able to look through all of it just because the store was so big and we couldn't be gone for too long because we couldn't leave the dogs alone. But then they also had this big furniture section, which they had so many dressers that I loved. When we bought our home, we were actually in a lockdown, so I couldn't go and thrift at all for anything for our home. So the dresser I just ended up buying online, like mid-century inspired. But every time I'm out and I see all these vintage dressers, it makes me want to like buy one of those, but I don't really need to do it. And I like the dresser we have. It's unfortunate. I think this is the most furniture I've ever seen in any Salvation Army store. These lamps are gorgeous. I don't have any use for them, but I love them so much. The shades weren't my favorite, but the bases were just amazing. They remind me of these lamps my grandma used to have when I was a kid. I really liked this bookshelf too. And they had this like old corner kind of entertainment stand for the tube TVs, but it looks like newer, probably like late 90s or early 2000s before flat screens became the thing. And then they had these really interesting looking chairs. I believe the chairs were vintage, just looking at the like chrome part. I don't know if part of me, because they were in such good condition, it makes me think that someone just covered them in like vintage looking material, or they just took really, really good care of it. But the chrome was definitely showing its age, but I just thought they looked really cool, just very different looking. But I had no use for them. And then I came across this from across the room. I thought it was a vintage toaster, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. But upon further inspection, it's actually a cookie jar in the shape of a vintage toaster, which I think would look super cute on your counter. It wasn't in the greatest condition, and I felt like I didn't necessarily have a place for it, so I didn't end up getting it. But I did think it was neat. I had never seen anything like that before. I really liked these glasses too. I thought they were pretty, but I definitely do not need any more glasses, even though I would love to have more. So after we got done there, we went to get something to eat in a mall, which I never go in malls anymore, but I just filmed the floor because it looks like original, like from the 70s, probably when the mall was built. Malls give me so much nostalgia for when I was a child, because for a period of time, every Saturday, me and my mom, my grandma, and my aunt would go to the mall like every Saturday. And every time I go in, I think about those times back when the mall was like the place to go shop. Now they're pretty much all empty. So I did capture a little bit more color on the way home. It was such a beautiful day. It was like the perfect temperature. So yeah, now we'll get into the haul. Hey everyone, so we're home now. I'm gonna show you what I ended up getting. So first off, I got some more craft things, and I found some really cool things that I don't think I'd ever seen these before, but they look like matchbooks, but it's actually a little sewing kit. And I think these are mostly hotels. I think Canada Trust might be a bank. But they just had a whole bunch of them, so I got a bunch of them. I thought they would make cute decor in the craft room. So I don't even know how many I got, but it was really cool. And then I did find a few more buttons. I think those are pretty, so wear those. There's another one of the, oh, from the Holiday Inn. So cute. I got these pins that are really big. And then I just got some elastic. And then I thought this would be cute as well because it looks pretty old. And then I just got this piece of material because I thought it was interesting. It's like, it was only $1.50, but it has like, I don't know, I just thought it looked interesting, so I thought I would pick it up, so I did. And then I also got this really cute owl basket that I thought I could use in the craft room. It can sit up or you could hang it on the wall. We technically didn't thrift these, but we picked them up on the way to thrifting, and we got it from Facebook Marketplace. It's all 7 seasons of Gilmore Girls for $25, which is one of my favorite shows, and we're actually watching it right now, like on Netflix, but it's a show that I would want to watch a lot more times in my life. And then I also found one of those McDonald's pails. This one's from the 90s, I think like 99. Yeah. I still really like it. It's missing like the top part, but it's in otherwise good condition. And this was only $1, so pretty cool. I've been trying to find them forever and I just never see them. And then I did find these 2 candles. These were really popular in like the 70s. I have a bunch of Christmas ones, so I saw that and thought it would be cute. And then I saw there was another one and I thought, well, I'll get it. I think they were, yeah, 50 cents a piece, which isn't bad. The pumpkin, it looks like he was melted a little bit. That's all right. I am very excited. I found this Advanced Boardwalk board game. I love this game. We used to have it years ago, but then we were just downsizing and ended up getting rid of it, and then I regretted it, and so I've been looking for it for quite a while now and just never seen it. And today, John, we were in separate areas, and he walked over with it in his hand, and I was like, yes! But that was $3. It's pretty fun, and it's a lot quicker than playing a normal. I'm pretty sure this came out in the 80s. And I don't know how long it was out for, because not that many people seem to know about it. And then I found some Disney records, which I actually have a pretty significant collection of Disney records. I keep meaning to film it and post it, but I never get around to it. I always just have another video to post. I also have a vintage Disney record player as well. That's really cool. And I was thinking about potentially selling them, but then I found a bunch of Disney records today, and then I'm reconsidering it now, because I don't know, I was like, is it a sign I should keep them? I think I might have somewhere where I could put them, so I might keep them, but I probably will film that soon. Anyway, this one is from like the parks, I guess. So that's kind of cool. And then we found this happy birthday one, songs for every holiday. So I guess it has more than, oh, okay, that's actually really cute. It's like all the holidays. It's cute. And then we have this Halloween one, which I thought was so cute. I love the illustration. This is actually the first one I found. I also found a Christmas one, but I'm just saving that for my Christmas haul in December. But it's really cute. And that is what's on there. And that's really cute. Oh, and he's like digging his way out of his grave. And then I also found, I don't know if I mentioned, but the records were $1 each. And then I also found this little book full of crochet things for flowers. And this was from 1972. And I just thought, I like this a lot. I actually have these things too already. So I've been wanting to learn how to crochet. I know how to knit, or I used to know how to knit. I haven't done it for a long time. I've been trying to get back into it, but I never knew how to crochet, so I'd like to learn that, but this is very 70s and very my aesthetic. So then we found a ton of movies, mostly all VHS, but I did find 2 DVDs. So we found Spaceballs, which I love. we just actually watched it a couple months ago. We watched all of the Star Wars movies, and then I wanted to watch Spaceballs because John had never seen it before. And so I've been looking for that on VHS actually, but when I saw the DVD, I figured I would just go ahead and get it. And then we've got the movie Argo, which I love so much. I actually saw that in theater when it came out, whenever that was, like maybe 2012 or something. I was just thinking about this movie recently as well. All right, so we found the original Dr. Dolittle with Rex Harrison. VHS were $4 for $1, or at one place I think they were $1 each. So it wasn't a lot of money for all of these combined. And then we've got Wind in the Willows in Winter. Ugh, I love Wind in the Willows. That was like one of my favorites when I was a kid. And then we've got So Dear to My Heart, which I was surprised that I didn't already own this, but it's like one of, you know, old Disney live action, but also cartoon as well. They have quite a few movies like that from back in the day. And then we found Lion King in French. I don't know, I think I've mentioned before, but we're like relearning how to speak French. And so we occasionally find movies in French and we buy them. I think we have a couple other Disney ones. So we found The Lion King in French, and then we also found All Dogs Go to Heaven in French as well. So excited about that. Then we found Tarzan and Jane, which is, I believe, the sequel to Tarzan. And then we found the live action of 101 Dalmatians. We found The Mighty Ducks 2. And then we found Indian in the Cupboard. I haven't seen this since I was a kid, and I totally forgot about it until I seen it today. And we both haven't seen it since we were kids, so we thought we'd get it. So this was our first time at 2 of these Salvation Armies. So they typically have a section of VHS, but typically we just go and buy them all, or all the ones that are good that we don't already have. So once we do that, they don't seem to get in new ones very frequently. So this was unique because we had never been there before to go through the VHS. So I was joking with John because I found so many ones that I've been looking for a long time. I was joking saying it's because we haven't been here and like pillaged it yet. So I found Grease 2, which I've been looking for a long time. Surprisingly, we did not already own Sister Act, so now hopefully I can find the second one. We have been looking for Jurassic Park 3 for months now, and we're so surprised that we've never come across it, but finally found that today. And then I found When Harry Met Sally. I was thinking about this movie because it's like fall vibes, and I was like, I can't believe we've never found that before. And 9 to 5, which I love so much. Ironically, I just had this song in my head yesterday, and then I find this today, so good vibes. Good Morning Vietnam. I have been looking for this basically since I started collecting VHS. I've been hoping to find this movie. So surprised that I haven't come across it because it's such a hit movie. I was really surprised that like I wasn't coming across it more often. So found that, and then I love the movie First Wives Club as well. So very excited to find those. And then we found Casino, which I'm actually surprised we hadn't already found this movie. We've both never seen it before either, but we've both heard it's a really good movie, so excited to find that. It was just really nice going in and not seeing just all the same movies that you already have. And then we've never heard of this movie before, but we figured that it had to be pretty good given who was in it, so we got that. And we don't really worry too much, like if we get a movie and we don't like it, because we'll just donate it, and they're cheap enough that it doesn't matter if we watch it, don't like it. And I also found Working Girl. We were both surprised we didn't have this movie either already. I don't think I've seen it before. I think this was like early 2000s movie. And then Up Close and Personal. I was surprised we didn't have that yet either. We've got Not Without My Daughter, Sally Field. I love Sally Field so much. And then we found Major League, which I was unsure if we had this or not, but we had or have Major League 2, but we didn't actually have Major League 1. I've never seen them before, but I think it's like baseball movies from the 90s or something. John likes them. or he liked them when he was a kid. And then we've got this movie, which I don't think I've ever seen before, but we didn't have it, so we've got Terms of Endearment. And then I was actually shocked that we didn't have Midnight on the Orient Express already, but I knew that we didn't as soon as I saw it, because I know the double movies that we have, so that was cool. And then we found the Out of Towners, Goldie Hawn. I love her so much. She's so funny. I was gonna watch the other day the movie Overboard, which is really funny. And then Four Weddings and a Funeral. I've actually not seen this movie before either, I don't think. And then I did find another classic movie, All About Eve, Betty Davis, who I love. So I was excited about that. I don't think I have this anyway. And then we found this movie, The Ninth Gate, with Johnny Depp. I don't think either one of us have seen it, but it's one of those films you hear is good. So we both love Johnny Depp, so. Another movie we surprisingly didn't already own, Pearl Harbor. We both have never seen it before either, but I mean, I'm guessing it's good. And then I found this Lassie movie, which I thought was an old movie, but it's actually from 94, I think it said. So now I'm like questioning if I'm remembering correctly or if this is just a remake. I don't know, I felt like Lassie was an old movie from like the 50s, so maybe it's a remake, or maybe that wasn't. I keep thinking like, am I actually just thinking of Old Yeller? I don't know. Anyway, we've got some version of Lassie. And then we found Home Alone 3. I've never seen this movie either, but we have the other two, so I was like, well, I guess we should get it because we've seen it. And then we found this Frankenstein movie, which I've actually never even heard of, I don't think, but it has Robert De Niro in it, so I'm guessing it's probably decent. And then John got this Van Damme movie. He really liked like those kinds of movies when he was a kid, I think. I think this was just really popular in the 80s and 90s. Like him and like just action movies, I guess. I have no idea. But I was really happy to find this 2-movie set of John Candy. I've been trying to get all of John Candy's movies because I love him so much. He's so funny in everything. So I didn't have either of these movies, so it's kind of exciting. And then this is a movie I've never heard of before, but it's called Life is Beautiful, and it won a bunch of Academy Awards, so I'm figuring that it must be pretty good. Not sure what year this is from. It either says 1992 or 1998. It's too small for me to make out, which is a sign I'm getting older. Then we've got this movie called Sneakers that just looked intriguing. Never seen it before, but I love Sidney Poitier. He's in it along with like a bunch of other good people like Dan Aykroyd, Robert Redford. So just thought River Phoenix. Yeah, so we'll see. And then we've got this Naked Gun 2.5. I think we have another one that's like called 33.5 or something. I've never seen any of them. I don't even actually know what they're about, but figured we would get that. We also found this picture on our way to thrifting. There was someone having like a yard sale thing, so we went to that. We found this picture, which is a bunch of sheep just like going off this cliff, and then there's just one sheep who's like walking the other way right there, and it just says excusez-moi, like, you know, excuse me, trying to not be a sheep. So we thought that was cool. We don't really know where to put it though, but we just thought it was so cool that we wanted it. And if we don't end up using it, we have a friend that we could give it to that we know he would love that. So that was $5. And then I saved the best for last. At that same place, after we we're about to pay, we were walking out, I noticed this hanging and I freaked out because it is a macrame lamp that is huge, and even like the cord is weaved into it, And the woman, after I audibly screamed after I saw it and said, I want this, she said that she made it. And so it has a little thing there. She said that she made it, and she actually made it like in the 70s. You can tell by the plug, which I just think is so cool. Oh, I can't believe it. And this was $15, which I think is a great deal, because I feel like for a new macrame lamp, this would be like $100 at least, and that would probably be getting a good deal. And I just think it's really cool. So I'm really excited about that. I need to find somewhere to put it. I kind of have an idea, but I'm not sure. But I just couldn't walk away from it because this is completely my aesthetic, and I just can't believe I found it for $15. Like, if we wouldn't have been driving down that road today, we just wouldn't have ever seen it. And I assured the woman that it was going to a very good home, because she was saying she made it and she's had it all these years, and she was like, it was hard to let go of. I was like, well, trust me, it's found a good home. So I think that's pretty cool. I just realized that I did get one more thing from that place. I forgot that I had got this 1970s book. I like collecting like coffee table type books of just random kind of things like history, or actually I'm pretty sure I have one from the 1960s. I think I found that at a yard sale this summer sometime, and I think I showed that in another video. Okay, everyone, so that's everything we ended up getting. I'm super happy. So many good things. It was such a weird day of just finding all this stuff that like I've been wanting or I've been thinking about, which is weird. It just happened with so many things, and it all started with this lamp. So I've been having like not the greatest few days lately, just mostly because of the news. So it was in a weird, it's just been a weird few days. But I had a really good day today going out and thrifting. It definitely lifted my spirits a little, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.